All right, guys, so behind me is Ember, and this is also the Exciton S1503, and this is the RCF J9, and this is the comparison video. Scratch that, the space inside calls for only one column array, so this is not a comparison video anymore. This is just an RCF J9 night. All right, guys, so this is Mount Hood Golf Course. All right, so as you can see, the universe had other plans for me making that introduction on site anywhere. So this is the RCF J9 comparison video to the Exciton S1503. I hope you guys enjoy this gig vlog. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I took a couple weeks off from DJing and vlogging just to get back onto a healthy diet and exercise routine. And now I'm back with hopefully a video where I can compare the Exciton S1503s to the RCF J9. So I brought the Exciton with me today and the RCF J9, and I tried to do this video last night, but it didn't go over too well because I was DJing at a restaurant called Ember, and the DJ that booked me there, it's DJ Milk. He's an awesome guy. He did tell me, he warned me, he said it is a small space, so I think all you're gonna need is one column array speaker. And I was like, okay, perfect, I'll bring two just in case I need it. And then I look at the space and I'm like, oh yeah, I can only fit one in this space. So I ended up just bringing the RCF J9 because I have the Rockville SB12 bag, and just wheeling it in was just super convenient. So that was a gig that was super fun. And today we're heading over to Mount Hood Golf Course up in Melrose, which is about an hour and a half drive. So this should be pretty good. I should have a nice comparison video for you guys. And speaking of golf courses, I've been golfing a lot. That's been part of my exercise routine. I've been feeling pretty good getting out there on the golf course and kind of clearing my mind and just grounding myself. But we have one of the most prestigious golf tournaments. It's the Open weekend. And it got me kind of thinking about Bryson DeChambeau, who's, you know, a YouTube golfer. And I felt like very inspired by him because he's a YouTube golfer and he's in one of the most prestigious tournaments that you could ever be in. And it just kind of gets me thinking about people who are known for one thing and try to do something else. So it's the same thing with like Logan Paul and Jake Paul. They got into other things even though they were known for YouTube. And there's so many people that hate on them online. And it's just like, how could you not be inspired by somebody who's known for one thing and wants to be great at something else? So that's sort of how I woke up today and was thinking. I'm like, get out there, get onto the vlog. I'm not trying to be a YouTuber by any means. And my promise to you guys is I'll never develop that YouTube guy narrator voice that you probably hear from a lot of influencers. I just want to be myself and, you know, share my experiences with you guys. I also got another thing in the mail today, which I'm excited to demo for you guys soon, but that'll be on the next vlog. So make sure you're keeping up with the vlog, and let's get right to Mount Hood. This is a great easy load in. I was able to pull my car up this driveway. As soon as you pull into the clubhouse, essentially what you're going to want to do is take a right to where it says employee parking only. Go up this driveway. I think there's a back entrance too, but I didn't get to explore that. And then there's this door to the snack bar. And I just kind of dropped everything off here, loaded in with my cart. Hello, look at me. I'm in my solar panel outfit. This door. Stage up here. I'm all set up. Got the spider washes today. So some of you guys may have noticed, but I put the columns on the floor this time because of the high stage and low ceilings. I didn't want any sound to be obstructed. And a bonus for the Excitons is in this scenario specifically, they send the smaller speaker pole with the Exciton. So if I needed to, I could put this Exciton up on stage with me and I could just kind of adjust the height of the tops. But with RCF, you have to purchase a separate speaker pole. And if you guys want me to demo that, let me know in the comments and I can get working on that for you guys. But for now, this is a 40th birthday party and I'm more casual with 40ths. And as you can see in this video, I'm spacing out the speakers as far as I can just to give that space for the sound. And if you've been following me forever, then you know that I love my 40th birthday parties, because typically anyone who's celebrating their 40th, I've realized, is deep into their careers and they usually have influence over who's gonna be DJing their holiday parties. So I tend to pick up a couple corporate events and some fundraisers and some other things if I can leave an impression at the 40th birthday party. So I'll always prioritize these, and we had a great time. Here is the sound test. So I don't know if you guys noticed in that sound test, but there was 2 separate clips, even though I was playing the same song. In one of those clips, I completely shut the J9 off. Can you tell which one? Because I hardly can, and I don't think my dance floor could tell the difference either. So that's a good sign, I would say.
All right, party people, who's ready to sing happy birthday? All right, I'm gonna do a slow countdown from 100, and then we're gonna sing happy birthday. You guys are gonna... All right, while we prep the cake, I'm gonna play half the song. We have 2 birthdays in the building. We have Aunt Paula. All right, who's ready to sing happy birthday? On the count of 3, we're going to begin. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the gig recap portion of this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I definitely did some things on the microphone that I was really just trying to incite the venue to go light the candles. They should have been doing that like 5 minutes earlier, but I don't know what was going on. So that's why I shut off the music completely, and I was like, all right guys, we're gonna do a slow countdown from 100. And I know that silent rooms make DJs anxious, and for me, I could care less. I'm like, I'm gonna use the silence as a tool to get people's attention and to motivate the venue to move their feet. So that seemed to work. If you noticed, as soon as I shut the music off, like, you saw a lot of scrambling around, and I was like, that's, you know, we've discussed for the past 10, 20 minutes that we were gonna be doing this, and nobody's been in front of the cake lighting it. So I had Shut Up and Dance prepped, and I was just like, this is the moment, but I'm gonna play half this song and then that's it. So that's why I do that, and it worked out really nice. And I got a really big fat tip at the end of the night, so I know that the client was happy. It was actually the second largest tip this year. So that's how I was like, awesome. You know, the Exciton didn't make me look bad, and neither did the RCF J9, and neither did me shutting off the music. So it went great. So I'm gonna be honest about that Exciton subwoofer. I felt all 58 pounds of that thing, and that was probably the only unpleasant thing of using it. The sound clarity was there. I preferred the low end way more on the Exciton than I did the RCF. And you guys know how I feel about my RCF. So the three-way sound is definitely unmatched, but the low end made a huge difference for dancing with the Excitons. And I think Nick Spinelli got this one completely wrong. And if you're a DJ that's been using this, please let me know in the comments how long you've been using this, because I've been curious about how long the lifespan of this thing is. But I'm very impressed by it. And you know, the cocky attitude that Nick Spinelli has and his ego is something that we just have to deal with. I mean, the DJ community made this guy famous, and now we got to eat that cake and eat whatever comes with it. But anyways, I hope you guys like this vlog episode. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you guys enjoyed your 4th of July.